Hi, welcome. This is going to be a spring energy reading. Please take whatever resonates. Obviously, always utilize any messages to actualize the highest good for yourself, because ultimately you are in this magical co-creation and you can change, shift the energy, hop timelines at any point. And these are messages that are reflecting back the energetics that you are dancing with this spring. And they're only meant to be uplifting and assist in your self-actualization, in your creation of your ultimate fulfillment, and in the walking of the path of your divine destiny. So we're gonna have 3 piles. Okay, so pile 1, pay attention to your intuition here. Pile 2, and then we have pile 3. So go ahead and decide what number you're vibing with. It could be an angel number that you're seeing all the time. It could be whatever gave you the ping when I was holding that pile up. But we're gonna go ahead and start with pile number 1. This is gonna be a quick message. I'm gonna say that and then it's not gonna be a quick message, but let's see. First, we have your tarot card, which is the 6 of Cups. So that's a beautiful card. It represents like this feeling of sweet nostalgia of home, of your roots. And this feeling can be an actual feeling that arises from revisiting the past in sweet times and memories that you've actually places, people that you have spent time with in this lifetime. It can also represent this feeling that comes up kind of beyond what you can even consciously conceive of it coming from, because it's actually coming from past lifetimes, from soul experiences. It could be that you are meeting someone that you remember. Do you guys have that experience where you meet someone and you feel like you instantly know them and they're so familiar? And it's really interesting, especially when you are the person who tends to be the remember, because you'll meet someone and you'll be like, oh, we're already tight. I know you. This is not our first rodeo. They might not necessarily know that yet, or they might, oftentimes the soul recognition can be mutual, even if the other person doesn't understand why it's happening. But you're getting this connection back to things that your human or your spirit find intimately comfortable and beautiful, and not in a stagnant way of comfort, but like in a sweet, like that's what makes life worth living kind of beautiful love, like this love that has roots. And this energy is really precious because it often takes us out of patterns that we get stuck in like the rat race of life, and almost like our robotic movement through our day-to-day, always trying to get somewhere. And it kind of like brings us back into this deep presence and appreciation for being alive. So that's beautiful. That's a blessing that's going to be coming towards you. I'm interested to hear whether it is something new that's coming in that has that soul tie, that soul memory to it, which is like so sweet and so beautiful. I love having that experience in this life because it's very like mystical and magical, or whether it has like very human this lifetime correlation, which is also such a special experience to have, especially when it's tied to sweet memories, sweet feelings, a connection to our inner child, our inner teenager, our inner young adult, however it resonates for you. And then your angel messages. Oh, wow. So you're going to be celebrating a new beginning, or perhaps you're going to be celebrating something that has come to completion that you're looking back upon, and you are just overjoyed with this full circle completion that's happening. So take time to celebrate how far you've come and what you've created, what you've been a part of, the path that you have walked thus far. This is a moment to pause and celebrate, because that's always important before we reach the new beginning. You don't want to just hop into the new beginning and not take this moment, because this is what keeps you taking the time to celebrate what has already come to fruition, is what is going to, that energy is what is going to lead to the actualization of more things that are going to be the cause of more celebration. Because energy, it's like we create this ripple. Like we pluck, if everything's vibrational, it's like everything is vibration. We're all vibrating at a certain frequency. We are all sound. Everything is sound. Every experience we have is sound. And so when we pluck the string by sending out this energy, this frequency, we're like plucking a string, and then eventually that ripple is going to come out and it's going to reverberate back to us in some way. So it's like any way that we can pluck the string in a positive, beautiful way, we know that we're then going to experience that. So it's all about just like continually plucking that string, and celebrating is definitely one of the ways to do that. That's what's fun about this reality, is that so many things we can do that are like positive and enjoyable and delicious, like actually like bear beautiful fruit for us and our little matrix hacks. Okay, so clock your wins, celebrate, and then be excited about this new beginning. We also have sacred ecosystem. I think this came up in one of the last readings that I did, but this is a card representing the idea that you are coming into contact. You are starting to embody this higher version of yourself, awakening some sacred talents, embodying this new level of like responsibility as a light worker, as somebody who's here to uplift yourself, uplift others, grow and transform. And oftentimes this comes with specific talents, specific roles, specific, just a specific way you embody the fractal of light that you are, that is a perfect piece, a perfect cog in this wheel of this divine ecosystem. And so when you're fully activated, you then start to come into contact with other beings that are also activated. And these are oftentimes your soul family, and you create the sacred ecosystem together that then hyper speed, basically exponentially ignites everybody's soul mission, and the rapid pace at which your soul missions together can then have a greater impact on this world, on the fabric of humanity and this universe and universes beyond, all of creation itself. So you're activated, you're turned on, keep going, because you're really getting somewhere, and that's going to lead you to coming into contact with more and more of your sacred ecosystem, because you did not come here to do this alone. And the more that you embody and you activate, like attracts like. And it's not only going to feed the fire of the awakening of your soul family, even if they're like all the way across the planet from you, that's eventually going to draw them to you. So it'll draw them to you, and it'll also help them awaken and activate. And then their awakening and activation will then in turn vibrationally help you continually awaken and activate. So you're becoming a bright light within that sacred ecosystem, and it's going to start taking form around you. So just keep going. And then finally, you got 2 love cards. I pulled 2 love cards. These are your love messages for the spring. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So maybe you've been really focused on your career, and that is why, that could be a factor in your love life, whether you're in a relationship and there's just been like a little bit less time for that sort of thing. Maybe that's what your partner is experiencing, or maybe you're not in a relationship, and maybe the question you have to ask yourself, maybe you don't want to be in a relationship. Maybe you're just being married to the game, married to the bag, which respect. You could also be wanting a relationship, but the question might be, do you actually have space for a relationship in your life? And maybe you can start to make some space. It can happen like one by one. Maybe you're like, I'm going to dedicate this. I'm going to start like making little spaces here and there so that there's room for somebody to come in. Or I'm going to make an effort this much time a week to go out and meet new people, do things that I like, where I could maybe meet somebody. You can make it all work. You can be what's something I also came across that I thought was really interesting. It was this video of, I think his name is Preston Smiles, talking about how he knows like all the successful people that he knows. People will talk about like, oh, I need to focus on my career and like not get into a relationship. But he was like, the most successful, the most wealthy people I know are all in relationships, because it actually, you'd think it would take away time, but it actually like energetically amplifies the flow of prosperity into one's life. And so when it's like a healthy relationship and it's done in a certain way, it can actually like generate more prosperity than one can necessarily even do on their own. They actually also say this with having kids, that oftentimes you can be worried that it's like going to be a money suck, but that soul will actually bring in so much more energetic opportunity and prosperity that it needs to fulfill its life mission. And so like if it really is aligned to have a child, that could potentially bring in more prosperity. So it all has to do with your unique path, and that's why tuning into your intuition is always the most important. But definitely be aware of the fact that even though it seems like a relationship could take up time and resources, it can actually do the opposite, where it could make you more efficient. It could bring you more opportunities for prosperity and amplify what you already have so much more than you could even imagine. Okay, then you also got heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. So if there is somebody that there are things that are unsaid, figure out a way to gracefully express yourself, and then open that throat chakra, connect it to the heart, connect it to your navel, speak with power, speak with love and openness, and communicate how you feel, because life is short. And I suppose that's a relative statement, but you just never know how much time you have. Why not, you know? Okay, that's my reading for you, number one. Okay, be blessed. Love you so much. Comment below. Let me know what you thought, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay, reading number 2. We got a whole host of fun cards for you. Really fun. Like, I'm getting a lot of like colorful vibes here. So like, I wonder if you're feeling just like you are kind of coming back to life and feeling like, I don't know, a lot of creativity, a lot of joy, a lot of beauty. Maybe you're having a spring glow up, or that is going to be happening for you spiritually, emotionally, physically, all of these things. You're just kind of feeling like this color come back into your life. Maybe winter was a little bit gray, a little bit dreary, and now you're like, it's not only starting to just now feel a tinge better, but it's going to continually, the colors are going to get brighter. Everything is going to get lighter, and so are you. I feel like a lot of creativity and a lot of interesting things are about to happen for you in your life. If things have been feeling dull, they are not going to be this spring. It's going to be a very, very colorful time for you, and I think it'll continually increase into the summer. But there's going to be a lot to do. There's going to be a lot that you want to create, and there's just going to be a lot of magic. It's going to start to feel like the colors are getting a little bit brighter. The synchronicities are getting turned up. The dots are connecting. It might almost feel like you're living in an animated film, like a magical movie. Okay, so tarot, you got 9 of Wands, which basically means there's something that you've been persisting with for quite some time, and it might have required a lot of resilience, a lot of courage, and a lot of faith. And oftentimes when we are at this stage in the journey, it's like the 9, like you're almost there in a level out of 10. This is when you're not so sure that like you're gonna make it. This is where you're not so sure that all the work you've done, has it been in vain? Have you been truly a fool? The fool being the first, where you're stepping out on the ledge, you have so much faith and you're like building, it gets hard. You're like, okay, I'm gonna keep going. You like go through a period of change, then you keep going, but in a different way. And then you've just been laboring for so long and you're like, am I gonna see the fruits of my labor? Am I even going in the right direction? All this faith that I had at the beginning, I've been working for so hard and for so long. Am I gonna see it come through? And so this is the point when you want to go back to your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the deeper reason behind it? What can you be grateful for that you've experienced thus far that has helped your soul grow, that has brought you beauty and abundance thus far, even if it's not in the form of exactly what you are ultimately desiring? And if that why is still in alignment with what you're doing, know that this is a test of faith and that you are so close. It's that whole story of the person digging for diamonds and they stop when they're literally like a foot away. Keep going. Sometimes the greatest call of courage is not to do something crazy, but it's to keep going step by step when all you have is your own inner vision. You don't have some guarantee in the physical 3D reality, but the physical 3D reality is a crystallized conception of your past projection. So if in the current moment you're keeping your projection strong, eventually you'll be experiencing the result of your current projection. So keep going, have faith. The greatest act of like any creative person is to continue on the path not paved. Every single good story, I feel like, of someone actualizing their dreams or like great success is like a persistence through not knowing. You know what I mean? It's like those are it's every story. It's like the person who did it anyway. It's not like they had a crystal ball and knew 100% certainty that it was all going to turn out on the other side of it. But I think the people who have done it enough times start to realize the game that it is. And then you just start to have more and more fun with it. So give yourself the gift of persistence, courage, resilience, and showing up for yourself and for your visions. And eventually you will see how it unfolds for you. And then the next time that you do it, there's a greater stock to your faith. And then over time, it simply becomes more and more like a video game. Okay, then we have this card, Retreat. So you've been persisting, you've really been carrying on. And just because I want you to keep having courage and keep having faith and not give up on this thing does not mean that you can't retreat, take a break, maybe even keep taking steps, but like feel free to like go somewhere, take care of your energy, relax, cancel all your plans, decide you're not. I've had times where I've been like so energetically wiped that I've been like, I'm literally not gonna make plans for like the foreseeable future. Like anyone texts me, no, I will literally just be resting, recovering, chilling, relaxing my own energy, working obviously, but this is in the free time. So this is your permission to either retreat and just focus on this thing, or retreat in any way that you need. It might even be from this thing for a second, rest, and then come back to it, because we can't be afraid sometimes to slow down and to stop when that is going to be the most productive thing, as long as we have the intention to continue to revisit it. And sometimes it's not the thing that, you know, we're working on that we actually need to stop. It's all of the other distracting energies. A lot of times, you know, we get told in this life we need to have perfect balance social life, perfect balance. We put our time and energy into this and that, but there can be something to be said for like being like, no, I really got to zone in on this thing, and I'm going to cut off all these other energies that are distracting, because if I finish what I'm working on, the amount of energy that's going to be freed up is massive, because this is something that's weighing heavy on my soul to get out into the world to complete. Okay, then we have her Golden Grace. I'm obsessed with this card, and I have to read what it is because this is an oracle card. It's number 38, her Golden Grace. But like, look how spring that is. Look how gorgeous that is. Okay, 888 suit. 888, that's a vibe. We love it. Okay, 38. 888, a number of abundance, a number of destiny, a number of infinity. A number of return, reaping what you have sowed. Okay, her Golden Grace. We bring you the empowerment of her Golden Grace, Divine Mother Lakshmi, who brings blessings of enlightenment and prosperity, beauty and good fortune, smiles upon you now. Open your mind to the reality of divine generosity without limit. Open your heart to feel worthy of her love. When you allow her to grant you bounty, to bless you with her Golden Grace, she is empowered to shine her divine beauty in the world, to heal, uplift, inspire, and enchant the souls in need. Beautiful. The generous Golden Grace of the Divine Feminine has its own way of accomplishing its purpose to uplift, heal, and inspire the hearts of humanity. Where there is fear which prevents a soul from being open and allowing life to happen, the Divine Mother may respond by wrenching whatever is obstructing the flow of love out of the way. If her fierce intervention is needed to ensure the freedom of the soul, then this is what she expresses. Sometimes the harder path is what will truly free the soul from and needing to repeat a pattern. If in your heart you have felt there are better times ahead, even though you may not have a particular reason for it, other than a feeling in your heart, this oracle brings you confirmation. Even if you are yet to realize the touch of her Golden Grace in your life, you shall do so. The rising sun of her golden beauty shall shine upon you, ushering in a time of love, prosperity, and grace. If you're feeling as though there are limits in your life that you would like to transcend, perhaps in particular any limits regarding abundance, prosperity, and good fortune and spiritual enlightenment, then you will be open to the message the Oracle has for you now. The Golden Mother includes you in her plan to spread the bounty of life throughout the world. As you receive from her, you will be empowered to share her vibrant grace with others. Open your heart to her golden smiling face and allow love's abundance to fill her world. So you've been laboring, and it might feel like this bounty and these blessings, you're like, where are they? I'm tired. They're literally here right now. They're literally here right now, all around you. And this is asking you to relax, to count your blessings, to open your heart to her golden grace. And even if you're like, your mind is like, literally, where are they? Like, show me where they are. There are so many things to be grateful for, I promise you, always. And the recognition of that will allow her to be able to flood this golden grace into your life. Because the more and more that you're a vibrational match to it, the more and more this energy can flood unimpeded into your reality. And this is saying, this is your destiny. This is what's coming for you. This is right here, right in front of you. And you can receive it that much faster by the gratitude, by the relaxation, and by the opening to it, because it wants you. What you want wants you. And this is a level of bounty and abundance and prosperity and love greater than even what you could imagine, because it's coming from the divine, it's coming from the infinite, which goes beyond your limited perception of what's possible for you. So relax, open, count your blessings, and get ready for that to flow in. Really, that's what this is saying, is you've really been laboring, you've been working hard, good job. Have faith that it was for a reason. Let yourself relax, let yourself retreat, let yourself come into your own energy to count your blessings, open your heart to the divine in trust and love, and receive what's coming for you. And feel that you already are getting it. Feel that you're already getting it, and it's gonna come in that much faster. Okay, and then for love, your love message we got very soon. So not only is blessings coming to you in the terms of spiritual enlightenment, financial abundance, but also in love. It's like really like all your ships are coming in. That's what I'm getting for you. And you taking a little time for yourself is going to be really beneficial for allowing those ships to come in that much quicker. Okay, that's a really beautiful blessing for you. You're about to have a really lit spring. Please come back, comment below. Let me know what happens for you. I really do want to know. Love you. Mwah. See you on the next one. Pile 4. We are gonna dive into your message. I think you got the most cards. So if I go really fast, know that on YouTube videos, you can speed up the time below, but girls got to get to bed. We'll start off with your tarot cards. Okay, so you got 4 of Swords. This is a classic card. You are stressed because you think you have all these problems, these swords that are above him. But the reality is that if you were in a mentally good space, you wouldn't even care about these swords. It's not about the swords. You need to meditate, you need to relax, maybe get some sleep, calm down your nervous system, and you will be in a different vibrational state where these swords will not be that big of a deal anymore. So this is saying there is relief coming, and for you to relax. Truly, the remedy for this card is meditation. Our life experience is so just based off of the state of our nervous system and our mental state that we're in. That's the lens that our life is colored through. So somebody could be facing a detrimental problem, and they could be the most calm, chill, relaxed, stabilized person ever, and they're just like, whatever. And somebody could be, their nervous system is so revved up, they're so stressed, and like they can't find their like scissors, and they're freaking out, and it's the end of the world. You know what I mean? So we're all just figuring out how to stay regulated and aware, and just be like this guy, chilling out, not giving a flying fudge that there are swords close to impaling him. That's the goal. You got this. And this card shows up when it's like, no, you literally have the power. Meditate, chill, get some sleep. You'll be totally fine. Then we are also getting the cards Study and Divine Guidance. So what I'm getting from this is that the angels' divine guidance for you right now is to study. You know, we all have, there's so many things in life that feed ourselves, that feed our soul, that bring us fulfillment. And one of the things, especially for like pretty mercurial beings, is to study something and to learn. And especially in today's day and age, it can be so easy to get the quick hit of dopamine on social media and like actually go deep into something and really learn something. But this will bring you a different kind of fulfillment, you know, and help you assimilate what you learn with like your own soul's wisdom and bring a new kind of wisdom to this planet, a new kind of wisdom to this earth. So if you are someone who loves to study already, good, this is giving you the signal. If you're someone who's like used to that instant gratification and actually studying and like going into something is hard for your attention span nowadays, you can always listen to a book on YouTube and set it 2x speed. There's so many ways you can make studying and learning more fun for you. Also, it's about learning something that you actually want to learn about and that you could spend all day learning about and still be fascinated. And you're going to also find some sort of answer that you're looking for in your studies. It's interesting because, you know, when we get quiet and we meditate, we can often get divine guidance, but divine guidance comes in all forms, in all areas. So when you feel called to go study something, oftentimes it'll like start to connect the dots of things, and then like messages will come through and you'll start getting downloads. And that's like another avenue which you can get divine guidance through. That's that. So that's going to be cool for you in the spring. That's coming for you. Okay. And then we also have integrity. And we have the spear of the Guru Mother. I think integrity is pretty obvious, but let's take a look at the spear of the Guru Mother. We bring you the empowerment of the spear of the Guru Mother. Sometimes there's so much choice that we struggle to commit. It is often not an issue of unwillingness to make an effort, but concern that the choice might not be the right choice. This is relatable for me. This might be my pile. We might pray to the universe to be shown what to do according to a wisdom greater than our own. Although our own free will is always in place, we are able to accept a task divinely given or reject it. The universe answers every prayer. In your heart, you've been asking for guidance to be shown what you need to do in a particular situation, or perhaps more generally in your life at this time. You want to know the best way forward so your actions are in alignment with heaven. In response, you have now become the spear of the Guru Mother. The spear of the Guru Mother is the direct, focused, and clear task given to you by the fiercely compassionate divine feminine. This is a loving guide who will protect your soul, keep you on the straight and narrow, and ensure your efforts bring you the best spiritual results and will not lead you off onto a distracting and ultimately unnecessary tangent. This is amazing. Although you can choose whether or not to accept the task, know that it has been divinely bestowed upon you. How do you know which task this is? Look at your life. What's happening? What's possible for you to act upon? Where's your growth edge? What are you currently empowered to do? There's your task. Do what you can and do it now. This oracle also comes to you with this understanding. If the divine gives you a task, you can handle it. Even if you are going to need to grow, you have it within you to complete it successfully. When the universe gives you an opportunity or life situation to work through, it is giving you a vote of confidence. The divine mother says to you, here's my will, I'll empower you. Now go for it. If you want to take her advice, don't hesitate or doubt. Be as focused and forward moving as if you were the sphere she had thrown with her almighty hand and flawless aim, heading straight towards the center of the target. Okay, so basically you're being empowered by the Divine Mother to act upon what is present in your life. What is there is no accident. It is there for you to act upon. It is there for you to grow into. It is there for you to act in integrity to fulfill said tasks that have been given to you. And we're given tasks by the divine that feel like they're just a bit beyond us so that we can grow in our self-concept, so that we can grow in our confidence, so that we can grow in our spiritual power to evolve and become bigger and become more impactful. And so it's good when it feels like it's a growth edge, and this is confirmation that what you've been tasked with is divine. And when you act upon it, then more can unfold. And this is what truly fulfills our soul. A lot of times our subconscious will trick us into thinking that we want to stay comfortable, we want to stay where we are, but that is not where life is. Life is constantly growing, life is constantly evolving. Life is the amoeba who like turned into a thing, who like crawled out of the water and like grew the lung capacity to breathe air. Why would one do that? You could just stay being like a little single-celled whatever dude in a pond. It is the nature of life itself. And when we align with that power and we trust in the divine to empower us to complete that which is put before us, that is when we start to blow our own minds. And there's nothing more satisfying, I think, in this life. You know, they say that it's you and you. You're just in this game to like impress yourself. So go for it. Give it your all. Be that focused, perfectly aimed sphere of the Divine Mother. Because that's confirmation that you are in the right place. You are working on the right things. And give yourself to it fully. There's like a big hand of the divine in this reading. Like the divine is supporting you to grow and expand in all areas, and like what you know, in what you do, in the way that you do it. And it's like, I'm here for you. I'm guiding you. What you're doing has greater impact than you know, both physically, vibrationally, etc. So you're supported. And when things feel like too much, you meditate. We have the tools. Use them. And then we have a love message for you. This is crazy. We have unrequited love and love yourself first. Everything in life is kind of a mirror. And it's like a very holographic, very complicated mirror. So sometimes it's hard to tell that that's what's going on. But it's basically saying there is an unrequited love situation that's happening. So you might have affection or love for someone and you're not feeling like you're receiving that same affection or love back. But that's truly just a mirror of you not loving yourself first and not putting yourself first. And so somebody else isn't able to do that either. So one of the most magical alchemical experiences of life is putting yourself first and loving yourself first, because you eventually come to realize that it's the only answer there is. Even when you're in a relationship where somebody fully loves you, if you aren't having that love for yourself, you're not even going to be experiencing that in your relationship, because it is such a mirror. Okay, we ran out of batteries, so we're going to wrap this up really quick. Basically, your love life in the spring, focus on loving yourself, and you're going to see that reflected in your external reality. And I know that sounds so annoying when you're somebody who wants to like have a romantic experience, but the only way out is through, and the way through is loving yourself. And I promise you, you'll be so much happier for it. Your relationships will be so much better for it, and you will enjoy yourself once you get over the hump of like feeling like you need somebody else. It's such an alchemical realization. All the things that you're like, I need somebody else for, just be like, how can I give this to myself? That experience will be mirrored back to you. And I'm excited for you to have that experience. And you're not alone. You have God, you have your spirit team, you have like so much divine support is around you right now. And one of the main pillars, I think, of loving yourself and putting yourself first is allowing yourself to have that connection with the beyond and with all the forces that are attempting to support you. Okay, much love. This girl's falling asleep, so I will catch you on the next one.